Hello everyone, welcome to my channel WishInfinite. In this video of automation using AI and MCP Server series, we will learn how to perform UI and functional automation testing using GitHub Copilot with Playwright MCP Server in VS Code. And before moving further, I would like to inform you that you can now support my YouTube channel. And for that, you can go to my channel WishInfinite and then click onto this join button. You can unlock exclusive perks and select the desired option to become a member. You can unlock exclusive perks while helping the channel grow. Your support means a lot. And a big thank you to everyone who has taken channel membership. As a token of appreciation, members can see their YouTube profile pictures featured randomly on the channel homepage. Also, you can access this complete automation with AI and MCP Servers playlist under Playlists tab. You can save this playlist by clicking on this Save button. Now let's continue with our current topic. So in my previous videos of this playlist, we have already seen that what is an AI assistant, model, agent, and MCP server. We have also seen that how they can communicate with each other to perform a specific task. We also saw that what are all the prerequisites which should be there to configure GitHub Copilot with Playwright MCP Server in VS Code, where we require Node.js, VS Code, and GitHub Copilot extensions. We have also seen different ways to configure Playwright MCP Server with GitHub Copilot, where we can either use this install server button or we can use this command into bash terminal to configure Playwright MCP Server, or we can simply copy paste these configurations into settings.json. Let me quickly show that settings.json file to you. For that, let me open VS Code. And here click onto this manager icon and click onto this settings. And then we can click onto this open settings.json, where we would be able to see these MCP servers configurations. Currently, where we have this Playwright MCP server configuration, you can manually type these configurations also. And previously also, I have told you that it is mandatory to start any MCP server which we want to use. Here we want to use Playwright MCP server, so we can click onto this start button. So every time you'll have to open this settings.json by going into this manage settings and then clicking here onto this open settings. So you would be there onto this JSON file where you can click onto the start button to run the specific MCP server. Once MCP server is running, we can close this settings.json. Now here, as we are going to focus on performing UI and functional testing using Playwright MCP server, let's start by providing one basic prompt. So here into the document, I have provided some of the examples. We can directly use these prompts. You can modify these prompts or you can write your own prompt also. So here, first example which we are going to check is related to testing of valid login functionality. Now here, first let me open this WishInfinite.com website, which we are going to use for the practice purpose in this video. So this is my WishInfinite.com website. Here, let me click onto this playground where you would be able to see different sections which you can use to practice your automation testing. If you have not used this website, you can go to this WishInfinite.com. I will also provide link of this website into the description below. For now, let me show you first example which we are going to test. So here, after coming onto this playground, we want to go to this e-commerce app where we need to add username, password, and then we need to click onto the login button. And once we log in with valid username and password, we should be able to see the login page. Means login should be successful. So now let's see the prompt. So here I have given the basic prompt like go to this website which is WishInfinite.com and navigate to e-commerce app under playground tab. Right, under playground we need to navigate to this e-commerce app and then enter username and password and submit the form. Then verify successful login using Playwright MCP server. So this is the basic prompt. Let me copy it. You can also keep your prompts like this, or you can type your prompt into your AI assistant. Currently, we are using Copilot. Now, as we have already started the MCP server, and once we have this chat window, which will come from here, right? And as I previously told that we need to select agent here. And from this drop down, we can select desired model. So in my previous video, we have used this Cloud Sonnet 3.5. Now I'm using this GPT 4.1. Accordingly, you can select any of the model. We can also manage more models by clicking here and then select the desired model. Here we will have to provide the API key, right, to configure that particular model. For now, I will directly use this GPT 4.1. Now let's copy paste our prompt. And here let's click onto this send button. See, now it has started the process where first it wants to navigate to this website. And here see, it is using Playwright MCP Server. Now we can simply click onto the continue, or we have some more options. Click onto this down arrow and see, we can allow in this session, allow in this workspace, or always allow. Which means next time, whenever this particular step is going to get performed, which is regarding navigation, so it will not ask you to click onto the continue. For now, I will select it as allow in this session, but you can also select this allow always. So anytime this particular step will get performed, it will not ask you to click onto the continue, right? Because this should be the scenario that you will not have to interrupt in between the execution every time to click onto the continue, then only the execution will move forward. It should move forward automatically. So for now, I'm clicking onto this allow in the session so that next time also this button is available for the demo purpose. But I would suggest you to use this always allow option. And now see, this browser got opened and we are onto this WishInfinite.com website. Here now currently we are not onto the playground tab, so it is trying to click onto this playground tab. Again, this is different action, right? Where it is trying to click onto this option. So again, it is asking us to click on continue to move further. And as I told, you can again click onto this drop down and select always allow. So next time at any place this click operation is happening, this AI assistant will not ask you to click onto the continue. For now, I am clicking onto this allow in this session. So in my case, once next session start, it will ask me to select the option. But in this session, it will not ask again. See, now this playground tab is open and now it has clicked onto this e-commerce app. See, it automatically clicked onto e-commerce app and did not ask us to click on continue. Why? Because previously we have allowed this click operation for this particular session. And now again it is asking to click onto the continue because it is different action. Here when I'm saying actions, it means it is going to use Playwright MCP Server tools. Previously also we saw, click here onto this configure tools and scroll down. See, these are all different tools which are getting used to perform these operations. Currently, it would be using this type text into editable element. Right, just for your information purpose, I am showing that these tools are getting used to perform these operations. Now let me again allowing this for this particular session. So it will not ask us again to enter any value into the input fields. Click here and see, it has entered username and password and then clicked onto the login button. See, in this prompt, we have not even provided username and password, but default username and passwords were already available here. So automatically it took this username and password and then clicked onto the login button. See, we are onto the logged in page. Let me close it, where we are able to see these items. And see, here it is showing welcome user with the logout button. And here at the end also, we have got that login to this e-commerce app was successful. The page now displays welcome user. See, this one, it automatically detected that welcome user is appearing. And the e-commerce app dashboard confirming the login worked as expected. So see, with the help of this simple prompt, we are able to navigate to the specific section. Automatically, it entered username, password, and then clicked onto the login button. And then at the end, it verified that login was successful. So it is kind of amazing, right? By just providing this simple prompt, all the things got performed. We have not added even a single locator, and we have not written a single line of code to automate this functionality. Everything happened just by giving the simple prompt. And like this, you can provide different prompts for different websites, and then you can perform your automation testing. So here, this AI assistant is not directly able to perform this automation, right? Here, this AI assistant, where it is having model and agent, and with the help of MCP server, which we have configured and started, it was able to perform all these operations onto the browser. Now let me show you one more prompt. So let's say if you are using any other website and you are providing such simple prompts, but AI assistant is struggling to perform automation testing by just giving the simple prompt. So in that case, you can try to break your prompt into steps. See here, I've added that if AI plus MCP server struggles with multi-steps prompts, then you can break it down. So here we have just performed the simple operation, but you have more complex testing which you want to perform. So in that case, you can try to give your prompt by giving steps like this. You can also write 1, 2, 3 numbers, right? Here I've just used these // right, which we have used to provide the comments. So like this also you can provide the command. Let me copy it. Now let me provide this step-by-step prompt into our AI assistant. Let me click onto the new chat, and here let's paste this prompt. At the end, let me specify that perform above actions using Playwright MCP Server. See, I am providing this particular line so that we are informing our AI assistant that we want to use Playwright MCP Server to perform all these operations. So you can refine your prompt as much as possible, right? So that it is easy for the AI assistant to understand that particular prompt and to perform actions more accurately. So here what it will do, it will go to this WishInfinite.com, then it will navigate to this e-commerce app under Playground. It will enter username and password in the login form, and then it will submit the form and will verify successful login. Let's click onto this send. See, now the browser got opened, and now it is not asking to click onto the continue because previously I have allowed it for this particular session. See, all the actions are getting performed without even clicking onto the continue. And see, we have got the summary that login was successful. And as I told that you can select the required option for the continue button so that you will not have to click onto the continue every time. Here I have selected allow for this session, but if you want to allow always, that you can do. So it's totally up to you which option you want to allow. Just provide it. You will not have to interrupt in between. And here, if you want to go in more detail that what are all the steps which got performed, right? What was the input, how it performed that particular step. So you can expand each and every step, and you would be able to see detail related to that particular step. Now there is one more way we can provide prompt in the effective manner. So here is the pro tip. You can include HTML element hints in your prompt. So for an example, let's say you are having one site where you are giving this normal prompt, but your AI assistant is not able to perform action with the help of Playwright MCP Server. Let's consider that it is not able to find some element. So in that case, you can provide some HTML element hints for the specified locators so that your AI assistant would be able to identify the element and will be able to perform action with the help of agent and MCP server. So here I have provided the prompt like this, that go to specific site and navigate to this e-commerce app under Playground, and then fill this input field with user, and then this password field with this admin123 password. So here what we have done, we have provided CSS selector, right? Let me open the site. Let me log out it. And here let me inspect this site. See, for the username, we are having this name as username. And same is the case for password. We are having this input field with a name equals to password. So we have created CSS selector input square brackets name equals to username, and the same is the case for password. You can also provide XPath, or if you are having any unique ID, that also you can use, right? So anyway, which you feel that your AI assistant would be able to find the element, you can provide that. So here we are providing these locators or HTML element hint because it was not able to find the element. So for now, this is just an example which I have given, but there can be some more scenarios where that we will have to provide some more extra information with our prompt so that it can perform actions effectively. For now, I'm not sending this particular prompt because automatically, without giving these extra details, we were able to test this particular scenario. But you can try these prompts with different sites. You can start providing the prompt into the basic manner. Then you can try to improve your prompt if actions are not getting performed. Now, as we have seen this particular example, now let's see one more example. Here we will be validating form fields. So let me just first show you the site. So go to WishInfinite.com. Let me close this. So once you open the site, you will be onto this particular page. Now we want to go to Playground. And here in this example, we want to fill all the form fields. So on this particular page, we want to fill text input, text area, power input, email input, and then we want to submit the form. So once we submit the form, we will be getting one error pop-up with all the details. So now let's just give the prompt. So what is the prompt? Here we have written that go to this WishInfinite.com site and navigate to Forms under Playground tab. Fill all the form fields with relevant data. Here we are not even providing the data, right? We are just saying that it should be relevant, and then submit the form. Then verify successful form submission using Playwright MCP Server. Usually in some prompts you will not have to give this using Playwright MCP Server, but I usually prefer to give it so that we make AI assistant aware specifically that we want to use Playwright MCP Server. But you can try giving the prompt without this also, and let me know into the comment that if it worked for you without providing this using Playwright MCP Server text into the prompt. Now let me copy it. I've already created the prompts just to save the time, right? You can type those prompts manually also. Now let me open one new chat, and here I will paste the prompt. And now let me again change the model. I just want to show you, right, that we can select the different models. And it is not necessary that every model will work in the same manner. It can be the case that with one model you are able to perform all the actions, but with the second model you are not able to automate it properly. So you can try using the different models. For each model there would be limit. After that limit you would not be able to use it freely, right? So use it wisely. Or if you want to use it continuously, you can also purchase the specific plans. Now let's select this GPT-4o. So this GPT model, as I told you previously, it is provided by OpenAI. And this cloud models are provided by Anthropic. For now, let's select this OpenAI GPT-4o. And now first let me close this WishInfinite site so that every action will get performed from the starting. Now let's click onto the send. See, automatically all these actions are getting performed. I am not performing any action. Our AI assistant is handling all these actions. See, it entered text input, text area, password and email, and it submitted the form also. That's why we are able to see all these details into this alert box. Let me open Copilot again, and see here it is waiting for us to click onto the continue, because till now we have not handled this dialog, right? For the click type or navigation we have already given permission, but for this handling the dialog we have not provided any permission. And as I previously told, you can either every time click onto the continue, or you can select the specific option as per your requirement. Usually if you are doing all these actions on a daily basis, you can select this always allow. But remember that if you are providing this always allow for different actions, so in that case whatever the site which you are using, it should be safe to use. Otherwise it will not ask your permission to click onto the continue. It will directly click or fill some form which you should not have filled. So just be aware, right? If you are using this always allow, you can allow it for the session, or you can allow in this particular workspace. For now I am giving this allow in this session. So once I close this Copilot and this VS Code, and again if I open it, so in that case it will again ask me to click onto the continue for all these actions. For now let me click here, and see our pop-up got closed. See, it has filled all these details. Again if I will click onto the submit manually, same details are going to appear into the alert pop-up. And here into the Copilot, if you have noticed that after giving the prompt, once we hit the enter, it gave me this warning that you have exceeded your premium request allowance. We have automatically switched you to GPT 4.1, which is included with your plan. And here we have got this link to enable additional paid premium requests to continue using premium models. So automatically we selected 4.0, but as I told you, right, we have some limit for different models. So if that particular limit will get reached, we will either have to switch the model, or we will have to purchase the premium plan. And here if you want to purchase the premium plans, you can go to this particular link. Let me show that to you. Here is the link. And here you can select the specific plan, right? For now we are using the free one, but you can also try this Pro or Pro Plus. Here you can try this Pro plan free for 30 days. But after that, it will automatically charge this $10 onto your payment method. So if you want to just use it for the practice, so remember to cancel the subscription before the due date. I have already tried this Pro plan. There you would be having this unlimited agent mode and chats with the GPT 4.1, right? And apart from that also, there are different benefits that you can check. For now, with this free version, we would be having these limits. So if you want to use it at the larger scale, then you can buy this particular plan. For now, it is not that expensive and you can try it freely for 30 days also, right? So try it. If you feel that you need to purchase it, then accordingly you can purchase. Now let's continue. So now we have seen the two examples. And now let's see the third example. Now here into third example, I will try to test little complex scenario, right? It is not that much complex, but it is little complex as compared to previous two example. So here what I have written that go to this particular site, which is WishInfinite.com, and navigate to e-commerce app under Playground tab, log in into application, then order 2 items, and under view orders validate that correct items got ordered or not. Once all the steps are done, we want to log out from the application. So now let me first show you this scenario to you. So go to the site. Here what we want to do, we would be here, right? Then we want to go to Playground, and under Playground we have this e-commerce app. Here we want to log in. So let me log in quickly. And once we are logged in, we want to order these items. So let me add any of the 2 items. Let's add this and this. And once we have ordered the item, we want to go to this view orders and want to validate that items got ordered and appearing into this list or not. And once we validate it, we want to log out from the application by clicking here. So now what we can do, we can provide this particular prompt. Or as I told you that we can be more descriptive, and also we can break down our prompt into steps so that it would be more easy for the AI assistant and model to understand your prompt, and then they would be able to perform action more effectively. So what we can do, we can write our prompt into such manner, into step-by-step manner. So for now, this is very small prompt, but into actual application, if you are performing any end-to-end scenario, so in that case, your prompt would also be more complex, right? And in that case, you'll have to write your prompts into such manner, right? You'll have to break it down so that AI assistant could understand these prompts more effectively. So either we can write these prompts like this step by step, or there is one smarter way. So we have this prompt into the basic manner, right? We can write such prompts, and then what we can do, we can take the help of any AI assistant. We can use ChatGPT or Gemini or Microsoft Copilot or any other AI assistant, right? And there what we can do, let's see. So let me open ChatGPT for now. And here, let me give one prompt. Let me show that prompt to you. So here I have already copied the prompt into the clipboard. Let me paste it. And here I have mentioned that I want to perform automation testing using the Playwright MCP server. I will provide you with the prompts. Please help me refine the prompt so that it is suitable and effective for the Playwright MCP server. So like this, you can provide more descriptive prompt with your requirement. You can mention that you want refined prompt broken into different steps, right? So like this, you can be more creative and descriptive, and accordingly, you will get the response. Let me send this particular prompt. And here we have got the reply that absolutely I can help with that. Please go ahead and share the prompt you would like me to refine for the Playwright MCP automation testing. So like this, you will also be getting the reply. And now we can provide our basic prompt here. Let me copy the prompt. And here, let's give this particular prompt. Click onto the send. And now we should be able to get the more refined and effective prompt. See, automatically it has broken it into different steps, where it is telling that we need to go to this WishInfinite.com, then navigate to Playground tab and select e-commerce app, log in into the application with the valid credentials, add any 2 items into the cart and process to place the order. After ordering, go to the order section, validate the correct 2 items, appear in the order summary, and log out of the application after validation is complete. See here, it has also provided some of the notes that also you can provide to your assistant, right? For now, this refined prompt should be sufficient. Let me copy it. Here it has given the number. If you want to just use // that also you can use, but be consistent throughout your application, right? It is not mandatory to give that into the comment pattern by using // You can also use these numbers. Let me copy it. And now let's go to Copilot. Here I've already opened the new chat. Let me paste it. Let me close this application, right? Now let's click onto the send. Here again, 4.0 was selected. It automatically changed to the available model. There may be the case if you are using Cloud Sonnet, you will get the same thing after some of the prompts, right? So it will automatically switch to the available models. And if any of the models is not available, then you would not be able to perform such operations, right? But for the practice purpose, you would be having sufficient models and you can try giving different prompts. So now this execution is done, right? See, it has done all the steps. It went to this URL, then it went to Playground, then it clicked onto this e-commerce app, and after that it will log in, right? So it entered the username. Here it would be adding the password. Then it clicked onto the login button. See all the operations I am able to see here, right? What are all the steps which got performed? Then it must have clicked onto the order now for the product 1, and then product 2 should be added. And after that it went to this view orders, and here once it validated the view order, it clicked onto the logout button. So here this logout page is appearing. It has not asked for our permission to click onto the continue because we have already provided permission for this particular session. And at the end we have got the summary that it went to this URL, it went to this e-commerce app, then it entered username, password, logged in successfully. It added these 2 items, went to the view orders and validated both the items appear in the order summary with the correct details, and then it logged out of the application. Here we have not got any issue, so everything was successful. If any step will be failed, you will be able to see that red cross mark here. So here for now, I have just provided small prompts, but like this for your sites, you can try giving more complex prompts and try to perform more complex scenarios. And for this WishInfinite site, we have username and password available here. These are demo credentials, but for your application, there may be the case that username and password would not be available. So in that case, what you can do, you can tell assistant to log in, but you can provide username and password manually rather than providing it here to the AI assistant, right? If it is demo credentials, then it is okay to provide, but let's say if you are logging in into the Gmail account, so it would not be good to provide your secret password to the AI assistant. So if you will try to log in into Google account and you do not provide username and password here, it will automatically ask you to enter. So try that out and let me know into the comment section below if you get stuck at any place. So it is not mandatory that you would be able to perform all the actions by using Playwright MCP Server with the AI assistant. Currently, this AI and MCP Server is evolving, right? So in future, we would be able to perform more complex operations. But for now, there may be the case that you will get stuck at some point, right? Let me know if you find such scenario that you are not able to perform through the MCP Server. And now we have seen enough examples. You can try different examples at your end also. And if you are finding this playlist helpful, give it rating out of 5 and drop your suggestions in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. And now I will conclude the video here. But before we wrap up, let me give you the quick recap. So here we saw that before providing any prompt where we want to use the Playwright MCP Server, we will have to run our Playwright MCP Server by going to the setting.json. And for that, we can go to the settings and open our settings.json. There we have already configured our Playwright MCP Server. We will have to just click onto this start, right? And after that, we can try providing different prompts. We saw that we can provide the prompt into the basic manner. If the scenario contains more steps and if it is more complex, we can try breaking the prompt into different steps. And we also discussed about the pro tip where we can provide selectors or locators if your AI is not able to find any of the element. So you can try with your prompts, right? There is no such predefined manner that you will have to give the prompt into the specific way. And after validating this login functionality, we saw some more examples to validate the form and to order items through the e-commerce app. You can try it with any of the app like Flipkart, Amazon, any site you can use, right? And while providing prompt, we saw that we need to select the agent. We can also select the different model which is freely available. It would be having some limit to provide the prompt and to perform the specific action. So accordingly, you can select the models from here. We also saw that AI assistant would be asking our permission to perform the specific action. There we can click on to the continue, or we can select the specific option to allow for the specific session, allow for the workspace, or to allow always. So accordingly, as per your requirement, you can select that option so that AI assistant will not bother you for same type of actions again and again. We have also learned that we can provide the basic prompt to the ChatGPT, and for that we can use the simple prompt, and then whatever basic prompt we will provide, it will get refined automatically. I will add this particular prompt into the document also so that you can also try it. And as I told, you can be more descriptive here if you want AI assistant to perform any task for you. Let me add it as the sample prompt here. And if you are finding this playlist helpful, give it a rating and drop your suggestions in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. And that's it from my end. You can click onto the first card to go to the next video. You can click onto the second card to access this whole automation using AI and MCP servers playlist, and stay tuned for my upcoming videos. If you have any comments, questions or doubts, you can let me know into the comment section below. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Through the MCP server. And now we have seen enough examples. You can try different examples at your end also. And if you are finding this playlist helpful, give it rating out of 5 and drop your suggestions in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. And now I will conclude the video here. But before we wrap up, let me give you the quick recap. So here we saw that before providing any prompt where we want to use the Playwright MCP server, we will have to run our Playwright MCP server by going to the setting.json. And for that, we can go to the settings and open our settings.json. There we have already configured our Playwright MCP server. We will have to just click onto this start, right? And after that, we can try providing different prompts. We saw that we can provide the prompt into the basic manner. If the scenario contains more steps and if it is more complex, we can try breaking the prompt into different steps. And we also discussed about the pro tip where we can provide selectors or locators if your AI is not able to find any of the element. So you can try with your prompts, right? There is no such predefined manner that you will have to give the prompt into the specific way. And after validating this login functionality, we saw some more examples to validate the form and to order items through the e-commerce app. You can try it with any of the app like Flipkart, Amazon, any site you can use, right? And while providing prompt, we saw that we need to select the agent. We can also select the different model which is freely available. It would be having some limit to provide the prompt and to perform the specific action. So accordingly, you can select the models from here. We also saw that AI assistant would be asking our permission to perform the specific action. There we can click on to the continue, or we can select the specific option to allow for the specific session, allow for the workspace, or to allow always. So accordingly, as per your requirement, you can select that option so that AI assistant will not bother you for same type of actions again and again. We have also learned that we can provide the basic prompt to the ChatGPT, and for that we can use the simple prompt, and then whatever basic prompt we will provide, it will get refined automatically. I will add this particular prompt into the document also so that you can also try it. And as I told, you can be more descriptive here if you want AI assistant to perform any task for you. Let me add it as the sample prompt here. And if you are finding this playlist helpful, give it a rating and drop your suggestions in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. And that's it from my end. You can click onto the first card to go to the next video. You can click onto the second card to access this whole automation using AI and MCP servers playlist, and stay tuned for my upcoming videos. If you have any comments, questions or doubts, you can let me know into the comment section below. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day.